What are the top 5 starting rotations in baseball in 2025, and where do the Phillies land in that conversation? Let's talk about it today on the PHLY Phillies podcast. Number 5 in 2025 is the New York Yankees. This time last year, Gerrit Cole was the consensus best starting pitcher in baseball. Then an elbow injury forced him to miss about 2.5 months of the season. I do expect a full recovery from Gerrit Cole to look much more reminiscent of those 2 seasons in 2025. But it's not just Gerrit Cole. Let's take a look at the rest of the Yankees starting rotation. They added Max Fried to the fold, who signed a massive 8-year deal this offseason, leaving a team that we're going to talk about later. Could the length of the contract be a difficulty at the end? Sure, but it's the price of doing business with a free agent. Fried makes the rotation better for the foreseeable future. Carlos Rodon had a much better 2024 after a difficult 2023, his first year in New York after signing with the Yankees. He generated significantly more whiff percentage than his injury-plagued 2023 season. Luis Gil is coming off a 2024 Rookie of the Year, and his walk rates are definitely a concern, but he did an excellent job limiting damage in 2024 with runners in scoring position. And if I had to put money down on who's going to be your breakout starter of 2025, well, it just might be Clarke Schmidt. He was quite good in 2024, and he's got excellent swing and miss stuff, and I expect an even bigger season from him in 2025. Let's go to number 4, the Atlanta Braves. Yes, I get it. How could a team that lost Max Fried be ahead of the team that gained Max Fried? And I get that question, but I feel confident that the Braves, at full strength, whenever that may be, are going to have a borderline elite rotation. Chris Sale is coming off a historically good season, winning both the NL Cy Young and taking home the Triple Crown. And Reynaldo Lopez proved that he could be a middle-of-the-rotation starter and hold on to what makes him successful as a reliever in years past. He keeps the ball in the yard, he doesn't issue free passes, and was excellent with runners in scoring position in 2024. But what excites me most, and let's take a look at the rest of the Braves starting rotation, is the return of Spencer Strider. He won't start the year on the 26-man roster, but it won't be long until Strider is back with the Braves rotation. Allowing him to come back to form at pace, I think will set up success in the second half of the year in 2025. But the guy that I'm most excited to see in this rotation is Spencer Schwellenbach. In 21 starts in 2024, his metrics were outstanding, and his stats backed up most of those advanced numbers. After the calendar flipped to July, Schwellenbach posted a 2.6 ERA and struck out 95 over 90 innings. Much like Clarke Schmidt for the Yankees, I am placing stock in a breakout year for Schwellenbach in 2025. Your number 3 rotation in 2025 is the Philadelphia Phillies. To me, Zack Wheeler is the best starting pitcher in the game. And when you headline your staff with the best starting pitcher in baseball, there is a certain floor that you start on. And I think the supporting cast around him is equally good to get the Phillies to the 3rd best staff in all of baseball. Wheeler's proven excellence and durability didn't falter with age. And in fact, he's continuing to get better. 2024 may have been his best statistical season, posting career lows in WHIP and ERA, both of which finished 3rd in Major League Baseball last year. But it's not just Wheeler that drives this rotation. Let's take a look at the rest of it. Aaron Nola is Mr. Consistency. He's made 32 or more starts 6 of the last 7 seasons, and the only one that he didn't was the COVID-shortened 2020 year. You know he's going to take the ball every 5th day. And if you know anything about me, you know that I have been the leader of the Christopher Sanchez fan club for 2 years now. The maturation and growth of Sanchez displayed in 2024 was remarkable. He features one of the best pitches in baseball. It's a changeup that he's willing to throw in any given count. Ranger Suarez and Jesus Luzardo are 2 guys that are going to be make or break for this rotation, though, in 2025. Both are coming off years where injuries derailed parts of their seasons. You know how good Suarez was. He was pitching like a Cy Young candidate for the first 2 months of the year. If both guys are healthy and pitching towards their peaks, this rotation has a very legitimate chance at vaulting the 2 that I'm going to place ahead of them. But I'll cautiously, for now, put them at 3rd in Major League Baseball. Which brings me to number 2. If I'm the Christopher Sanchez fan club leader, I'm the Seattle Mariners starting rotation fan club leader. Cue it as a broken record. Tyler's high on the Mariners. Yeah, we know. And you know what? I should be. This rotation is legit 1 through 5. It doesn't have a hole in it. Logan Gilbert, to me, is a top-of-the-line ace who has legit chance to be a Cy Young candidate in 2025. His ability to generate swings and misses is excellent, and his command is among the league's best. And you know what's funny about Gilbert's command? It's not even the best on the Seattle Mariners. George Kirby ranked 1st in fewest walks surrendered in 2024. Gilbert was 7th. Bryce Miller and Luis Castillo each issued less than 50 themselves and were both in the top 25. The Mariners led the American League in ERA and led Major League Baseball in walks allowed and WHIP. Bryce Miller finished fourth in baseball in opponent's batting average behind Logan Gilbert, Zack Wheeler, and Ronel Blanco. It's honestly a testament to how bad the Mariners' offense was in 2024 that this staff just missed the playoffs. If I did have one concern heading into 2025, it's actually Luis Castillo, which is kind of insane to say when you look at his numbers over the last couple of years. But he's been getting hit harder and barreled each more of the last two seasons and given up more home runs in 2023 and 2024. It felt to me like he wasn't quite trusting the run on his fastball as much as he did in years past and was fighting his command a little bit in 2024. His stuff's still good, don't get me wrong. And even with declining fastball velocity, his numbers are also declining a little bit. He's missing a little bit more bats than he used to. If I were to have a concern heading into 2025, it's actually the dependent Luis Castillo heading into the 2025 season. But the number one starting rotation in all of baseball, the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers have created the Avengers. It's kind of an unavoidable reference at this point. This offseason, they added Blake Snell, who struck out 145 in over 104 innings pitched after missing a bulk of the first half of 2024, and Roki Sasaki, who many are considering to be the number one prospect, quote unquote, in all of baseball. You take a look at this starting rotation 1 through 5, it's deep. You pair these additions with Tyler Glasnow, who was on Cy Young trajectory before being shut down. He struck out 168 in 134 innings pitched. A second full season for Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who missed months himself with an injury, and you've got yourself one formidable rotation. And oh yeah, by the way, that's right. Shohei Ohtani returns to the starting rotation in 2025. Yes, health is going to play a major factor for the Dodgers rotation, as it does every season. But the depth for the Dodgers staff has never been stronger. Tony Gonsolin and Dustin May appear ready to go after long-term injuries derailed their 2024. And Bobby Miller is always an intriguing name, even if he is more stuff over substance heading into 2025 after a disastrous 2024. All that being said, simply put, the Dodgers are the best rotation in Major League Baseball heading into 2025.